Fibroids are benign growths in the uterus, and they may or may not impact fertility in pregnancy. It's believed that they grow when the estrogen is in excess. So treatment similar to endometriosis. It also involves reducing estrogen intake, reducing estrogen in the body, and increasing estrogen excretion. If you'd like more in-depth information on this estrogen reduction, you can check out my article on the Natural Fertility Prescription blog, which is titled Natural Treatments for Endometriosis, Reduce Your Estrogen Levels. So the first course of action for fibroids is to improve your liver function. It's the second largest organ in the body, and almost everything you ingest has to actually pass through the liver. So coffee, alcohol, pollution, and prescription drugs can actually place a very large toll on the liver. And we want to actually stimulate detoxification to improve the liver function. And we do this by providing herbal remedies and supplements, as well as recommending that clients avoid coffee, alcohol, and find alternatives to prescription drugs if possible. So fibroids can actually take a long time to shrink naturally. Small fibroids respond very well to natural treatments. However, large fibroids need to be removed surgically. There's also a genetic mutation which may be involved. That's called PAF1, and this predisposes you to accumulate fibrous tissue in the body. So fibroids don't necessarily lead to infertility, but they can be in the way of a fertilized egg wanting to implant and can complicate the pregnancy, or they can cause a miscarriage. So dietary recommendations for fibroids include eating organic food, because that will reduce your intake of pesticides and xenoestrogens. We want to support clearance from the liver, support estrogen clearance from the liver by increasing your intake of bitter foods. This is things like endive and fancy lettuce that is bitter, rocket, dandelion greens, lemons and grapefruits, and also some herbal teas that can be really good, as some Mary's thistle or dandelion root tea. For fibroids, you want to avoid coffee, alcohol, soft drinks, sugar, juices containing lots of sugar and refined carbohydrates, things like white bread and biscuits and chocolate and lollies. Also want to avoid saturated fats, refined oils, dairy products, apart from the grass-fed ghee or grass-fed butter, but you certainly want to stay away from non-organic and non-grass-fed animal products. Coconut oil is also really good. You want to eat predominantly a fibre-rich diet, which will mop up the excess estrogen and balance it out with good quality fast and organic grass-fed animal protein. You want to avoid dairy as it's full of hormones which can stimulate the fibroid growth. You want to actually eat cruciferous vegetables on a regular basis. So they're the brassica vegetables, such as broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale. And that's because they contain indole 3-carbinol, which actually help to clear out the excess estrogen. We want you to avoid soy products and trying to increase your intake of spicy foods such as ginger, chili and cinnamon, and increase fibre. So that's things like apples, psyllium husk, lentils, celery stalks and broccoli. Lifestyle recommendations include be very vigorous about exposure to pesticides, plastics and commercial cleaning products, because once ingested, absorbed or inhaled, these xenoestrogens actually dock onto your estrogen receptors and they act as a real estrogen. So as mentioned, fibroids are covered with estrogen receptors, so which once they're activated, they actually make the fibroids grow. So you really want to make sure you minimize your exposure to pesticides and plastics. You want to use a kitchen and shower filter, water filter to purify your water from environmental pollutants that also act as reprotoxins, which are substances which disrupt your hormonal balance. You want to use castor oil packs a couple of times a week. If you need to lose weight, that's very important because excess fat actually increases estrogen in the body. Practicing pelvic floor exercises is very beneficial to help improve the circulation to the area. And also exercise regularly and do yoga, as well as meditation for stress reduction. So there are so many herbs and supplements which are beneficial for fibroids. But again, to get the right ones at the right dose, which are good quality and individual to your situation, I recommend them having them prescribed by a qualified natural fertility specialist. But certainly you can start off with using turmeric at home. So you can make yourself an almond or a coconut milk turmeric latte, and also add turmeric to your cooking as much as you can, and also start drinking dandelion root tea to help stimulate your liver function.